I came up on bootlegs and scrapers, sweets, backwoods, and papers. Back when Kobe wore 8 up on the Lakers. My daddy was outside getting paper. I ain't respond to your shit cause you a hater. Bye. See you later.
Welcome to the happy hour. I'm Mr. Overtime along with my cousins.
Roddy. Mikey Slacks.
We also got a special guest. This is a big one for us. We're honored to have his time today. It's truly an honor.
Hey, my shit doper than a bass rock. Round here we go dumb when the bass knock. Open doors, oh we swinging. That shit slap, that mean it's banging.
Having LaRussell here. LaRussell, what's going on, my man?
Beautiful, what's up, dog?
We're gonna get so uplifted from this young man, from what he's doing right now in the game. Really changing it. So again, we're really honored to have you here today.
Incredible, same.
Let people know where you hail from, brother.
I'm from Vallejo, California, man.
707. 707, Droddy. I know you had some wild times in the 707. Mike, I know your crazy ass gets out there. It hits around out there too. Some legendary soil out there.
Legendary soil.
Truly legendary.
Yeah.
We got 40 Water.
Of course.
We got Mac Dre, Thhs. We also got my boy Mac Maul, really good friend of mine.
Be legit.
Be legit. D Shot the Click. Sugar T. We love you. But you the new wave up, man.
Come on.
And what you're doing is truly remarkable. Let's start off right now with shouting out the company.
Good company, man. Shout out Good Company. Shout out the squad.
I like you putting your family into it because it's a family business. You let your fans invest in you. Not only just the stock, but also is it individual songs as well, right?
Songs, yeah. I mean, you can invest in future catalog. I mean, I never approached the company as a company. Like, it's really my niggas and my mama and my dad.
That's
like, this is it's only a company to the outside. You feel me? To us, we just doing what we do. This is really my homies and my family. So I never approached it as I was building a company. You know, I was just building with my family and doing shit I love to do.
And it snowballed.
Yeah.
Snowball, exactly.
And it's been doing really good during the pandemic, being at home for you per se. And behind the scenes, we were talking about it. And let's weigh in about that part on how you've been at home catalyzing and really putting down a ton of content.
Yeah.
And speak about that, not just yourself, but artists from all over.
If they ask me, no love's not fake. Had me a ride or die, couldn't push the hoes away. I broke her heart, couldn't look her in her face.
In fact, let's talk about the fight he had in grade school. In fact, let's talk about everything that ain't cool. Like, I heard his daddy had tickets.
We do everything from the crib.
But he would never listen and
Everything you see online and on YouTube, for the most part, that's came out of my garage. And it's really me and the homies down there. Even merch, we produce merch in-house and ship it. My sister, my mom drops off Bay Area packages and shit. Like,
They
my
really
cousin
are the
rides
team.
along. Like, it's really
Real
the team.
talk.
Like, this is a true family business. You feel me? And
We all can contest
Right.
this.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly.
Everybody here.
And some of the biggest companies in the world start in the garage.
Oh,
so
for sure.
oh
That's a
man,
blessing.
yeah, and it's no better way to
Microsoft.
build, you know. Like I much rather pay my mom and pay my sister and pay the homies
for
than
sure.
to, you know, contract somebody
Without
or
a
just
doubt.
go outside of that system. Like, we've been able to teach and grow, you know, within our network.
And as someone that sees your content of your daily freestyles, songs too,
Right.
they can see the fire. I've seen it, and it caught eye to not just us locally, but people from abroad, and some really big names. And kind of where I heard about you before I stopped doing radio myself.
Right.
But I wasn't really following radio because kind of just wanted to get out, do my family thing, which I've been doing, raising my son and stuff now.
Beautiful.
But the happy hour has given us this brilliant opportunity to showcase an artist, and that's why we had to choose you, because you have so much going for you. And the fact that the company is triggered in that way with these freestyles, you caught the eye of a certain super big fish in the radio industry.
So I watched the video and I was like, yo, who is this kid? This kid is incredible.
Come on.
And I'm pretty sure that's kind of where all the cuzzos, we agreed at, and we all said, oh, that's where we know him from. We seen his freestyle on the Breakfast Club.
Incredible, right?
Man, those first 2 bars.
African nigga in a European whip. Like we ain't come here on no European ship.
Sometimes when people get under that pressure, they don't crack like that diamond.
Right.
But you just took it, and in those 2 bars, I felt like I didn't even have to listen anymore. You know what I mean? Do you remember? I mean, come on, African nigga in the European whip.
Come on,
bro. I mean, like I lost my shit, and I'm like, from you being from home, bro. I'm like, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm big juice, and it's kind of like. I don't know if for anybody else that had that same feeling like me, and I kind of snowballed and instantly became a fan. So what happened after that Breakfast Club? How did you feel after being able to have millions of people? Because DJ Envy for surely put it out there. There's like millions of people watching right now.
People in them cages, how I'm supposed to say I'm free? Need a statue and a V, it won't be another me. I'm an alpha nigga, bet could take you from A to Z. They gon' watch me peel off, I'm on it like A and D. They put it on the show, could save it for A&E. I didn't put more dope out than dealers in 83.
Like how did you feel after bodying that freestyle?
Man, alive, you know, very, very alive, very present. You know, we often navigate this life living in the past or in the future. That was one of those moments where you got to be present, you know,
the moment.
It really makes you sit there. So I felt really alive in that moment. I can't even fully put into words what
in the
I
zone,
felt,
you were
'cause I was
dialed in,
there,
man.
right?
No second
you know,
guessing.
it was incredible. And then being able to walk out, you know, we had a hotel right across the street. So as soon as as soon as I walked out, my mama across the street and my niggas, and it's like, hey, you know,
what's
right?
up.
You know,
home.
you can't beat
That's
that feeling.
Yeah.
And like Envy said, get it right. It ain't LA Russell.
Come on, dog.
We say, oh, we've been there like 5 times.
Remember, it's LaRussell, not LA Russell, not
Come on,
Russell.
man, get
it's
it right.
LaRussell.
What kind of caused the switch with the name going from Thhsba
Man,
to
so
what
I
we know
made
now?
my album, which was called Silence Won't Save You, which was the first album I did under my actual name.
Okay.
And that album was really my life story, you know, from the first track to the last. It was my complete life story. So I felt like it couldn't be told under Thhsba Shakur, under a moniker, you know, like Thhsba Shakur came from just growing up in the block, you know, it's like you always have a nickname or just a name to do shit under, you know, so it doesn't come back
That
to
was
you.
yours,
There's no accountability
alter
associated
ego.
with it, you know, right, an alter ego. So for that album, I felt like to tell that story properly, I had to do it just as myself, you know, fully
Like that.
stripped down.
Yeah, it was natural.
You know, shout out to our sponsor though. You gotta give it up. Make sure you go get some of that Frisco merch.
Up in the mission with our 10 toes down, we stay sucker free if you didn't know by now. We come from a city where we're so OG. Everyone comes here to be a part of the scene, dancing, singing, and vibing in these streets. Frisco City's what everyone wants to be. I'm saying they all tryna be from my city.
Go ahead,
Actually,
Wayne.
I'd like to ask, what inspired you to allow your fans to invest in your music catalog?
I'm allowing the people who support me and fans to buy a percentage of streaming revenue from these songs. You could buy a share and percent for whatever fucking amount you want to, you feel me?
Man, a culmination of things. So I was, it started off with us doing the whole priceless thing. I was trying to think of how to reinvent Nipsey's approach, how to repurpose it to fit my fans, right?
sure.
And we came up with the whole priceless theory. And it started with shows. I just allowed people to come pay whatever they wanted to get into my shows. And then
that's dope.
we were going to
That's
shoot a
original.
music video that needed a really big budget. So I was like, I'm gonna allow people to just give me money, you know, in exchange for a percent. And then we're just like, fuck it, let's try to do it with the entire catalog.
Let's
you
run
know?
with it.
So
Yeah.
I just think that
Very
even just
innovative.
starting off, like you said, with that first initial thought there, to just let the whole thing go. I mean, because if that don't show the confidence and just the foresight that you believe in not only yourself, but like I know you said in some of your rhymes, you know, it's not just you investing your own money, you got your family, you got your partners,
Come on.
you got other people that, you know, put that in, and that's why you working so hard to get to that level. At any point did you was it like, you know, you were smoking and it was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that? Do you really did you stand firm to that? Like, and do you feel like,
No,
will that ever
man,
change? Like say these next 4 songs, these albums go platinum.
Never. Never. I want that to happen. I want my shit to go platinum. And I have some songs where I'm only walking away with 10% of it because I gave so much to my mom, my daughter, the fans. Like I have thousands of songs, so I'll give all of one if I need to make sure everybody's straight. You feel me? That's not a big thing to me. And yeah, this shit is forever. As long as I own my music, I'll be allowing people to buy in and get a stake. I just the people who helped me get to this point deserve it. It doesn't.
Together, eat together.
They deserve it. Look at all these artists: Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Hove, who we've propelled to these heights. And they did their work, of course, but they're not buying the tickets to their shows. Like the fans have propelled them to these heights, and the fans don't get nothing but music and experience, of course, through the music feeling. But I think there should be some monetary value associated with that. If I help you make money, I should make some money with you.
No actual return.
That's so dope. I mean, because you hear people talk a big game, but to put it out there like that and it be what it is, I think that just shows to the greatness of who you are and who you plan to be. And I'm glad that you weighed in and you gave a small gem like that. Do you mind or care to give any other artist out there a little more knowledge of how you stay independent?
I don't think independence is a necessity unless you have a specific goal that you're trying to obtain, or something's burning in you. Some people need labels, and labels aren't bad. If you could get a proper deal and the right people around you. Myself, I have to be independent because anytime I do anything that goes against my soul, it kills me inside. I can't. Anytime I feel tethered or chained to something, it kills me inside. We'll brainstorm some shit, and I'll wake up the next day, and that, like with the stock, I thought of that the night before, woke up the next day, and that's what we were doing. We were selling stock. I can't wait, with the labels, like they want 4 to 6 week lead times on singles and shit.
Oh, man.
Don't do that shit. I woke up this morning and I said, I want to drop this session. I hit Thhsba, hey, I need lyrics for this. I want to post at 12. That's what the fuck we gonna do. I'm not waiting on that, like when you start signing away your rights and everything, you just your future is tethered and it becomes heavily based on what someone else wants for you in the direction.
Not only that,
essentially you're signing
somebody
away
else
a piece
is in
of
that
yourself.
pocket deeply.
You're signing away a piece of your soul, which is why people say they sold their soul, because you technically you are, because no matter like what you sell as a commodity, your soul has to deal with the effects of it.
Exactly.
Come on.
That's
that real pushing P right there. You know what I'm saying? For real. With the current millennial pathway with these NFTs and heavily on the crypto, do you see the trend of that really coming into the music now that you're escalating that to the forefront?
You know what's funny? I seen Kanye posted the other day, and he wrote, I'm making real solutions for the real world with real problems and real products. Don't ask me about no fucking NFT, and that's how I felt these past 3 months. Like one of my boys have been like, bro, you got to make an NFT. And the fans, this should have been, like when I announced the stock, they're like, this should have been an NFT. And I'm like, but why? I'm doing it right now. I just did it. I didn't need the blockchain to do it. The blockchain didn't exist, and it's always good to be on top of the future and what's next, but there's also some things that can remain here and will be a staple. Life is forever.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
So I don't knock the NFT thing, but I've noticed a lot of artists and creators chase it as a money grab. And I didn't want that for myself. I had an opportunity to jump on several times early, but I couldn't find anything that made sense to my heart to do it. It was just like, I'm just doing it to see it. I wanted to really offer something tangible and substantial if I was going to get people to give me that much money,
I mean, to have choices is always a good thing in life.
Can't go wrong with options.
But for you to see that come to you, Master P said they were willing to come give him $1 million. He said, nah, I'm good.
Right.
Like having those labels pull up to the house.
It definitely gives you some assurity on both ends. It gives you that assurance of like, damn, I was right. I am doing it because they see it. But it also gives you that bit of, hold on. why you doing this?
Yeah,
you
what's
know,
the
like,
big-
like and that's with anything. Even myself, if I come into an artist's life, it's because I see what's going on. I know
potential.
where I could help.
Yeah.
But you know, it plays that right, you know, and I just try to listen, and I think certain things I look at as if I'm doing everything right and you're knocking on my door, why do I need you?
Straight up.
You know, like why
100.
do I need you? You have to really be able to tell me what you can offer me that I can't do myself because you're at my house. And I didn't call you. You feel me? But you know, a lot of labels will really try to convince you that you need them to propel to the next level. They'll tell you like, oh, you know, you can only do so much at this level or so much with this and that. That shit is just untrue.
I just want to say, man, thank you, because you're definitely what hip hop was lacking. You know, it's a breath of fresh air, to say the least. You know, and being a little older myself, I remember the days when you were saving up the little change you could put together to go buy a CD, and that was a CD you played in your bucket and listened to, and you every song word for word.
Right.
How do you feel that this whole switch, where now you see the streaming and the platform changing and these sales of platinum this and that and diamond, to what I was used to, and how it's affecting, you know, hip hop and music as a whole?
Man, I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible because we used to get those albums and we'll play it 100 times until it's scratched, but the artist only got paid once. Now, when I play that shit 100 times, that artist gets paid every time. So I think it's more advantages. The only artists I often see complaining about streaming are the ones who don't own their work or who are getting paid a very small royalty of their work. I don't have a complaint about streaming, you know, like, yeah, streaming is a tool. I just told someone recently, it's a tool on your tool belt.
Right.
If you don't have to use it, you don't have to use it. But if you're not using the tool, don't go complaining about it. Like it's a tool for you to use, you know. Learn how to use your tools,
That
you know.
also goes into, I saw a video of you when you were discussing allowing the fans to invest in your catalog, and you said if you're playing my song every day, you know, you're streaming it every day, you're making
yourself.
a percentage. Exactly.
You're paying
so
yourself.
that's very smart. It's very forward thinking.
Right, at that point you're paying yourself, you know, and that was like my biggest thing in forming that, like really trying to find a way where the consumer benefits from the support that they give. Think about how many Nikes you bought throughout your life. And it's like, if you would have bought Nike stock, you would have made money every time you bought Nike. And look, Nike stock, you know, you could spend a certain amount once, and it's like now every time you go buy them pairs, I probably bought 10 to 20 pairs of Nikes throughout life, but I could have bought Nike stock, you know, so it's like
big dough on them J's,
right? So this is what that is. It's like people is playing my shit every day. We're doing streams by the hundreds of thousands, and it's like, nah, if you already support me and playing it, come on, let's get in on this pie. Let's split it together.
That's what's up.
Gotta love that.
I think it's key, like too, like one thing that I like about you, not only like on your platform, but through your music, you show your wave of emotion.
Shit so fucking hard the stomach rather lose a rib. How the fuck you tell a mother she gon' lose a kid? How the fuck you tell a child that they daddy gone? Then walk back in your crib and tell your daddy home. You don't see these fucking tears, you don't hear this fucking fear. If this message not clear, it went in and out your ears.
Because it seems like so many artists only want to cater like to, if they're a backpacker or backpacking, or if they're a gangster rapper, they just want to gangster rap. And nobody really likes to show themselves through their emotions or just the range of their music. Because you think about the suicide prevention, you think about COVID and what it's doing to people, staying in the house. So you being so open like that, do you feel like it's good to stay like, you know, in that creative process?
I think that's the only thing that separates me. So it's necessary. If I don't put my emotion in my life and how I feel, then it's just rap, and anybody can do it. We can rap about all the same things until I start rapping about what I've been through and I've experienced. You can't rap about that, you know? So that's the separation factor in music, and that's why a lot of people is like, man, all music sound the same now, and it's because there's no personal piece in it. There's no personality. We can all rap about that. But it's like when you get to the point, only I can tell Cade's story. Only I could tell Perfect. Only I could tell Dollar to the Rich. It happened to me, you know? So I think it's very necessary if you want to have longevity, you know?
So I'm just curious, who are some artists that you're actually not only fans of, but maybe influenced by at all?
Yeah, I mean, I love Drake, of course. You know, everyone loves Drake. You hear a lot of Drake influence in my music. Drake is one of the big reasons I'm able to be expressive and very emotional through music, you know, and touch on certain topics. He kind of broke that barrier.
Right?
You know, I love Kanye.
Let artists know that it's okay to...
Man, you know, it's like, this is what it is. You feel me? You gonna hate it or you gonna love it.
Do you feel like there's any connection to artists that just rap to rap to get the likes on the videos or get into like that? Or is there a difference to where you really put yourself out there and you really put something? Because people talk about that on social media, like if I shoot somebody's there, they're gonna record it, but if I tell you how I really feel, not too many people record it.
It's very hard for me to write when I'm trying to fabricate. You know, it's just easier for me to tell you what I'm feeling.
Just speak
you
your
know,
truth.
I don't intentionally try to be the storyteller or the conscious nigga or any of that shit. You feel me? Like, that's never my intent. It's just when I hear a beat, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, how it made me feel, you know, and I have songs where it's more hype, but it's still very much my experience, you know. You listen to Hyphy 2020, I'm talking about me and my niggas, you know.
On my own shows and I make my own dance. Velcro on my back, I've been sticking to the plan. No fake stats and I never popped a Zan. Bar so cold that the shit probably scan. Play some Mac Dre and you know I'm a gig. Flow water, take a swig.
Rap has become like the drug game. It's like once you figure out, oh nigga, I can make this much money off of it, of course you're gonna have people who didn't need to sell drugs or never sold drugs, but they gonna try it because it's like, well, I'm trying to go get that money, you know. So you're gonna have that in. Man, you have that in every niche. You got to think about like the NBA. Some people be mad at certain players because they're like, man, they slacking off, and it's like that nigga don't love to hoop. He hoop because that was his way out, bro. You feel me? Like and some things are just for a check, and that's how rap is. You have the passion players who were kids rapping and they loved it, and then you have the niggas who just trying to hustle, bro. I feed my family this way, so and neither of them are to be knocked. So
truly,
that's just how every game goes. Think about podcasting. Like everybody doesn't love it and want to talk about certain people, but it's like, oh, Rory and Maul and them making money. Let us do one. You know, that's just how everything in life works. You know,
that's real. That's real.
Definitely.
I mean, I do gotta say, you kind of threw me for a curveball with the whole Drake thing, because you come off as so genuine and one-on-one, and not to knock Drake, one of the hardest things going on in hip hop, but to me, he kind of gives off that vibe, like he'll say and stretch the truth to kind of get those numbers and sales up, where you're coming from the heart,
like,
you know,
he always says, organic.
Your emotions on your shoulder, yeah.
I think Drake has a great ability to navigate both lanes. He knows how to do what's good for TV and also how to do what he needs to do. You know, when you listen to Western Road Flows and Bridal Path, these are Drake telling you how he feels. Mm-hmm. But you can also go listen to Too Sexy, and it's like, nah, that's for the radio. That's so I can make sure my kid gonna eat forever. Yeah. But I'm gonna also give you this because this is how I feel and what I love, you know, and I try to balance that as well. Like, you know, I want my shit to play in the clubs and have that bounce, but I also want to give you that real. So it's it's a balance, you know. Right. We've never seen what Drake has done ever in music. You know, we witnessed it with Michael Jackson, but that's a different time as well. Hey man, you know,
Mike had motherfuckers passion
feigning, you know. That was a different type of monster.
Like, God.
But it's due to the time. Like, people were feigning and shit back then with Mike because back then you didn't have social media, so you never seen this person, and then you get to see him.
Pre-social media,
pre-social media, like this is almost a ghost. You know, like this is someone who's like, bro, you're real. Like before
Right,
social media, they felt very, when I was a kid, Tupac felt very unreal. Like you don't think of them as real humans.
Yeah.
You're like, even the way he lived is like, when I go back and watch interviews, I'm like,
Bro,
this nigga not real. This
Nigga shot
clearly
2
is-
off-duty cops, nigga, and didn't
Bro,
go to
the
jail,
nigga
bro.
did
It was a real
movies. He died at 25.
Bro.
I don't know anyone who did as much as he did in 25. You feel
Right.
me? Like it all felt very fictitious.
And
so,
that's really like only like what, in the 7 to 8 years of actual work and you know what I mean? Classic body of work, man.
That's why
You know?
social media just makes everyone that much more accessible
Without
Very.
these days. And like when fans are out and see somebody, they're like, oh, take a selfie.
Very.
Whereas before, if you were like, I met Prime, I know you didn't.
and see, that's the duality
I got
of
the
it.
fucking picture.
That's the duality of it, because like back then everything felt godly because you never seen them, so you
True.
dehumanize them, and then now you see people so much that you dehumanize them because
Right.
it's like you're a commodity.
Very
Niggas
true.
look at Kanye and Drake as a commodity. Like we all have opinions about them and we've never met them. We never shook their hand. We never hugged them.
As soon as them
to
niggas get
really
next to
feel
you,
it.
they
feel
like,
me?
"Hey, what's up, nigga?"
Right, you know, and that's the thing. Like we commodify these things, and they're humans. You know, that's like my biggest thing, and why I try to remain so accessible. And I try to come to interviews where I don't just take huge interviews. I try to get
For
in
sure.
with everyone, the
Definitely,
regular everyone, because I
definitely.
don't want no one to dehumanize me. You feel
That's
me?
real. I've seen
Exactly.
you making your way out here to some of the Bay podcasts and stuff like that.
Man.
I know you're in and out of state. We know you're someone that's extremely busy. So thank you for keeping it happy for all the happy hour
Appreciate you.
viewers
Hell
out
yeah.
there.
Appreciate
You are our very first artist edition of the show, and I
Beautiful.
feel like we couldn't have kicked it off with anybody
Bless the
better.
show.
You blessed us with so many gems.
Definitely.
Is there anything finally that you'd like to say to people out there?
I just watch the show. It's like Curry playing. It's like asking Curry what he's going to do the rest of the season. It's
You know.
like, I don't know, but when I get on the
Likes.
court,
Yeah.
just be excited.
Hell
You feel
yeah.
me? Like, that's
Man.
what we're going to do.
Yes, sir.
So why don't you take us into the new video that you just released?
Man,
Let us know
so-
about that.
Dollar to the rich. So this was actually the video I was saying where the budget was high, so we were thinking of like allowing people to invest in exchange for royalties. But man, this video is my life story in visual form. You know, we're thinking about submitting it to film festivals and shit like that. I got help from two incredible directors, Louis T. Powell and then Zay, which is he does Steadicam for Snowfall. Yeah, he has a company called VCR Baby,
Dope.
but yeah, he
Episode,
does
brother.
Steadicam out for Snowfall.
Dope.
So
That's my
man, he
favorite
hit
show,
me
bro.
and he loves my music and what I'm building, and we all came up with an incredible visual script and put it all together, and it was shot completely independently. We probably employed about 30 plus people that day on our own budget, you know.
That's dope.
Man, and yeah, it came out incredible. So we're going to be pushing that, and it's just an incredible ode to just mental health and trauma, and just seeing the path of that and the progression of what that does to children just growing up.
That's dope. That was good.
You think we asked too much to get you to bless the stage with a few verses since we're here?
I could give you something.
High as could be, life tips from Sad Guru. White see a black man healing and call it voodoo. Even put you on the watch list like it's Hulu. You ain't outside like Matulu. Neither am I. COVID spread, they want to keep us inside. My pops worried, want to keep me alive. Will I live? Will I die? I know one for sure. Bitch, I drop 1,000 songs, just need one to go. Open book, tell you anything you want to know. Step inside of my lyrical ride if you want to go. On a journey, acting like fire could never burn me. Ever seen your mama on the gurney? Probably not, nigga. I done seen a whole lot, nigga. I ain't been nothing that I'm not, nigga. Grew up on the half, was nothing I couldn't have. Lower middle class, some people would call it laugh. That shit make me laugh. I watch my pops work his ass off for that bag. Tell me, how you ever seen 100K in cash? Went from living fast to 55 on the dash. Went from racing niggas to just let that nigga pass. Cause if I gotta come about this jacket, that's your ass. Heavy repercussions, get the busting over nothing. A casket in a funeral was never worth the fussing. It's cold outside, put your coat on, nigga. Either be the change or get your vote on, nigga. Know the flow water, get your float on, nigga. Seen the wave coming, cop the boat on niggas. High as could be, life tips from Sad Guru. White see a black man healing and call it voodoo. Even put you on the watch list like it's Hulu. You ain't outside like Matulu. We here at the Emporium, happy hour show, Bay Area, LaRussell, let's go.